Don't miss the Green and Growing Show in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Eagle TV. Ellis County Horticulture Agent Holly Dickman will identify common lawn and garden issues while providing up-to-date information. Watch weekdays in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Channel 14 or 614. Green and Growing, brought to you by Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40, and Eagle TV.
With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.
Throughout the growing season, we get lots of questions about weeds in lawns, and so I wanted to talk just a little bit today about one of those common weeds that I get lots and lots of questions about, and that's prostrate spurge. This is a little annual weed. It comes up from seed when it gets warm, and I generally get questions about it in warm season turf grass. So we're sitting in amongst some buffalo Bermuda grass mix here. That's usually where I'll see it, but it's really a weed that comes up in flower beds and rock gardens and along cracks in sidewalks and in driveways and parking lots. So it's just a very prolific weed, and it's actually a little spreading weed. It's called prostrate spurge because it kind of goes out flat on the ground. And so right in front of me there's just a few little tiny ones here. You can hardly see them, they blend in, but as they grow they can get quite large, and that's when they have lots and lots of seed, and so that's when they then produce that seed and then cause more to grow. And so I always get the complaint, well, people go out there and spray and it may kill what's there, and then they wonder why they still have the problem a couple weeks later. Well, it is so prolific in how it seeds that once you spray it, it might kill what's there, but chances are there's seed already sitting in the ground waiting to pop and start to grow. And so that's where you start to see all these little teeny tiny ones. And in a buffalo grass lawn, sometimes you can have thinner spots or areas that maybe were a little drought stressed in the past and aren't as thick as far as the turf grass goes. And that's just the prime place for those weeds to come in and take over. So when you have a weed like this, what can you do about it? Well, you can go ahead and use a broadleaf weed killer. But like I said, if you spray, then chances are the next day or two you'll go out and see a lot more of those little ones. The best advice for this weed is actually a pre-emergent or a crabgrass preventer in the springtime. So we're beyond that now, but think about next year. And when we're talking about pre-emergence, we're talking about things like Dimension or Barricade or other trade names with those similar types of products that you actually put down before the weeds come up. So in our area, that's usually before April 15th. At least that's what the recommendation is. If you put those pre-emergents down, that will help stop those little seeds from, well, they'll germinate, but they'll be killed immediately after they touch that chemical, so then you won't have that problem. Now, the other thing that you can do with a buffalo grass lawn is to manage it correctly. So if you have buffalo grass, one of the biggest problems or mistakes I see people make is that they mow it too short. And a lot of times with some of these weeds, they need sunlight to germinate, and so when you have these little weed seedlings, they have the sunlight, they germinate. If you had mowing, or if you mowed a little bit taller, so with buffalo grass around 3 inches, that will go a long ways to help with some of those weed problems because it helps to shade the ground a little bit more. It'll also help to thicken up that turf grass. So there are some cultural practices that can be done to help control these weeds. But once again, I wanted to talk just a little bit about one of the most common ones that I get questions about, and that's that prostrate spurge. And another real distinct thing about it is if you break it open, it has nice milky sap. So you'll know that that's what you're dealing with. If you have questions about weed control or other problems with your turf grass, contact your local extension office for more information. Reporting for K-State Research and Extension and Eagle TV, I'm Holly Dickman.
Don't miss the Green and Growing Show in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Eagle TV. Ellis County Horticulture Agent Holly Dickman will identify common lawn and garden issues while providing up-to-date information. Watch weekdays in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Channel 14 or 614. Green and Growing, Brought to you by Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40, and Eagle TV.
With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.